Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 1:59 p.m. Mountain and 2:59 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at an ongoing severe weather outbreak across portions of Colorado and New Mexico. Right now, we have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings for some big-time hailstones and damaging wind gusts that could be occurring with some of these storms. One of our more significant storms is this one heading for the Denver metro area. All right, this is going to be a storm capable of producing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, and it's going to be heading right for Denver over the next several minutes. So if you're in this area, you need to be moving indoors immediately. Again, this includes areas like downtown Denver, Aurora, and Littleton. Okay, now again, this is not our only severe thunderstorm warning. We have another one closer to La Junta for the threats of 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and half-dollar-sized hail. So again, if you're in this area in Rocky Ford, Swink, or La Junta, you need to be making sure that you're getting indoors and away from windows. And then we also have this massive severe thunderstorm warning polygon in northeastern New Mexico that's going to be in effect for the next hour. This is for the Clayton area. So if you're in this region, again, make sure that you are getting indoors. Quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts could be occurring with these storms. We also have an ongoing severe weather outbreak up here in the northeast. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln, Maine. This is for a storm producing some quarter-sized hailstones and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in central Massachusetts that's going to be in effect for the next hour for the Amherst area. So if you're in this area, again, make sure that you are getting indoors. As I said, we got a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings right now, and we've also got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia here. This includes areas like Pittsburgh, back over to Columbus, Chillicothe, Parkersburg, back towards Morgantown, West Virginia. Okay, so again, we may see some severe thunderstorms trying to develop in this area. We already have seen quite a few of them this afternoon, actually, but the main threats here are going to include hail up to ping pong ball size and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Now, we may have a tornado threat for today, and if we do have a tornado threat, the time would be now that we'd be seeing them, alright? If we turn on the SPC outlook, we see that this area has a 2% chance to see a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. This goes from Hutchinson, Kansas, all the way back up towards Alliance, Nebraska, and all the way out towards Fort Morgan, Colorado. Okay, so we've got a low tornado chance, but it's there. So we'll have to watch to see if we do have any storms trying to develop rotation here over the next several minutes, as again, this is going to be kind of the peak time frame if we were to see a storm go tornadic, right? Because we got ourselves some discrete little supercells out here that are pretty intense in a favorable environment for tornadic production. So we'll have to watch those very closely once again. This is not going to be anything like yesterday's event. Yesterday's event was kind of on a whole nother level, actually. It was a big-time severe weather outbreak across portions of Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, back into parts of Colorado even, and we saw numerous reports of damaging wind gusts and large hail, and we even had a tornado touchdown in northwestern Illinois. Luckily, that tornado caused no damage as it touched down in an open field, and it got rated EF unknown. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat, so if anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below, as this is a pretty widespread event. Once again, we got two different areas that we're watching, one of them centered around the northeast and the Ohio Valley here, and the other being centered across portions of the plains. So, give me just a second here. Trying to pull up chat. So, again, our main area of concern today is going to be the Great Plains, but we kind of have a secondary threat out here in New England. We did have a severe storm roll through Boston earlier that ended up causing quite a bit of tree and power line damage. We also had reports of trees down on roads. We had some recorded wind gusts, the highest recorded wind gust being 53 miles per hour, so it may have actually been a sub-severe storm, but it did have a severe thunderstorm warning for the downtown Boston area. But again, there were no there's no confirmation that those storms were severe, but they could have been. At the very least, they were very strong storms. What's up, Mr. Storm? If you want to join me, just go ahead and give me a call. Since we're in a calmer period of weather anyway, you can go ahead and join me if you'd like. So again, right now our main focus is on our storm heading for La Junta. This is now warned for ping pong ball sized hail and 60 mile per hour damage and wind gusts. So again, if you're in Rocky Ford, Swink, or La Junta, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows for this area here along Highway 50. Pretty big time hailstorm coming your way. Getting some big time storms soon. Yeah, right now we do have some storms out here in the northeast once again, but we got a couple of storms off to the west of where Mr. Storm is, so he's probably going to get some action later on out of this cluster of storms this evening. But, again, right now, our main focus is on our Colorado storms, and Mr. Storm is calling me. Hello. It's been a while since you joined one of the streams. Mr. Storm's been busy.
Yeah, guys, sorry about that. Had finals, but we're back in the thing of, just sort of how we've been doing it.
We also got ourselves a big-time storm here north of Pueblo, Colorado. This may go severe warning. It looks like we got some big-time hail with this and probably some damaging wind gusts as well. The vertically integrated liquid signature is pretty impressive there. Maybe some quarter-sized hail associated with that storm. We do have a mesoscale discussion in effect for the planes here. We can actually just go ahead and bring that up on Radar Omega. So, there is an 80% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch. If it would like to pop up, I turned it on, but it's not popping up. Okay, whatever. I'll just go and bring it up on your screen. There's an 80% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued for this area between now and 2:45 p.m. Mountain, 3:45 p.m. Central. That's within the next 40 minutes here. Scattered thunderstorms posing a risk of damaging winds, large hail, and perhaps a land spout or two. Weather watch likely soon. And this includes parts of New Mexico, Colorado, Texas, back up through Kansas, Nebraska, and Wyoming there. So, again, we're watching some of these storms in the Ohio River Valley to see if they become severe here, as we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. We're not expecting any of those storms to become tornadic. Again, if we were to see a tornado today, in my opinion, this would be the best time frame. It would be somewhere in this little corridor. This is my prediction. If we see a tornado today, it'll be within the next hour, and it will be in this little area here. And that storm to the north of Pueblo that I mentioned earlier did just get a special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are looking out. This is going to cross Interstate 25 soon.
Scranton, PA just got hit by a pretty nasty line of storms.
Oh, yeah, they got a special weather statement.
It's heading towards me.
Yep, these storms are heading Mr. Storm's way, so I'm sure he's going to get some footage out of this.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm in a slight risk, so it's definitely not nothing, but we'll see if we can get any severe warning out of it. It really depends on if this line will even strengthen, because it will most likely just continue producing these non-severe, missing the word.
Non-severe gusts.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I do think that we'll probably get at least one or two 60-mile-per-hour gusts out of this line, but, I mean, it's
pretty strong.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just going to remain towards probably special weather statements and stuff like that, rather than severe warnings.
Yeah.
But if we go and take a look at the HRRR here, the newest run is not fully loaded yet. We'll go and look at the 17Z. We can see some interesting stuff here. So this is what they were predicting for right now. And they got it almost spot on, actually. And the reason I was saying the 3 p.m. time frame would have the highest tornado threat in this area is because look at this. Look at these little discrete supercells out here. And again, they got this almost perfectly. Look at this. They had this cell right here near La Junta. It was just off to the west where that cell actually happened. So very good prediction there. But around 4 to 5 p.m., we're going to continue to see more storm activity out here, but it's mainly going to be severe thunderstorms rather than tornadic storms. So some damaging wind gusts are very likely. Probably some isolated gusts get 70 to 80 miles per hour. Probably see some big-time hail as well. And then back up here to the northeast, again, some of these storms really kind of intensify here with some major hailstones being likely with a lot of them. But the tornado threat for New England overall is pretty low. What are you thinking about this run of the HRRR?
Oh yeah, I mean I think it's pretty good. Like you said, it's spot on with that plains action. But I do definitely think out here in the Northeast we're gonna see that big line of storms kind of just sweep through, and some of these communities definitely will be damaged as far as like tree damage goes. Um, but probably just a lot of special weather statements, maybe one or two severe thunderstorm warnings, but definitely not too crazy of a day. But I would watch out for the plains because you have all hazards on the table, including tornadoes, and mainly land spouts. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I do like the latest HRRR run.
Yeah, so I mean, some of these areas here in the Northeast, we already have reported damage out of. The Boston area has a lot of downed trees and power lines. They recorded a 53-mile-per-hour wind gust, and then we also have a report of trees and power lines down near Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. So we've already got some damage out there, and we're probably going to see some more reports like that as we go later into this afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, so now we have confirmed that the line of storms moving through eastern PA is strong enough to produce wind damage.
Yeah. It kind of looks like to me that this storm here near La Junta in Colorado is trying to develop some form of rotation here. It doesn't look super strong. It honestly could just be contamination, but it looks like some rotation to me there off to the west of Highway 71, so I'll have to watch this, because again, this is kind of the cell that if any of these were to produce tornadoes today, honestly, I would place my money on this little supercell right here. It's got all the attributes that, it could really need. It has a pretty discrete environment, and it's not going to run into any non-discrete environment anytime soon. Let's get a quick check up here on our Denver storm. The wind threat has been downgraded, but we are still expecting some quarter-sized hail here with this storm. So again, if you're in Denver, make sure that you are moving inside. But honestly, this storm is pointing more towards the east of Denver areas like Aurora, I would say, and Centennial, as well as Littleton. So and we have a brand new severe thunderstorm watch as of 1 minute ago. This just came out. This is for parts of Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, and Wyoming. That includes a lot of states. I'll go ahead and pull up the information for that watch on your guys' screen here in just a second. Alright, here we go. So, this watch is actually a pretty interesting one. It reads, a couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, and scattered gusts up to 80 miles per hour likely. That includes 4.2 million people. It goes all the way from Scottsbluff, Nebraska, back down into New Mexico. So that's a brand new severe thunderstorm watch, and we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's an extension for our storm near La Junta. This is still capable of producing ping pong ball sized hail as it moves towards Sugar City and Ordway now. Mr. Storm, you got any new information for us?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with that new watch, I think things are really going to start to ramp up here over the next several minutes. It's probably going to get pretty intense out here for a short period of time in the plains.
Did we just get a new severe thunderstorm warning north of Springfield, Massachusetts?
No, that's been there for a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, that's for the Belchertown area. Again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are inside, as this storm is going to be capable of producing some 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and some penny-sized hail near Pelham now.
Once again, we're probably going to be seeing more reports of wind damage out of that storm because that is most likely the same intensity as the storm that rode through Boston.
Yeah, and it's also a pretty populated area, so.
Yeah, it's going to have a lot of chances to do some damage.
Yeah. So again, everybody, that new severe thunderstorm watch includes a big chunk of the plains. It includes parts of Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming. I mean, that is a pretty huge severe thunderstorm watch there. But I think again, the worst of the activity is probably going to be concentrated across parts of Colorado, Nebraska, and maybe far northwestern sections of Kansas over the next several hours.
I believe the line of storms is, well, I mean, it's always been moving to the east, but I believe that at least the special weather statements have actually pushed now into northern New Jersey. So now we have 2 counties in northwestern New Jersey, that's north and west of Morristown, that are currently under special weather statements for that line of storms that is now entering.
And now there's a severe thunderstorm warning for those. That just got severe warned. Is that what you're talking about?
You cut out, what'd you say?
It just got severe warned. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, the one in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that, no. I just saw that they reissued reissued the special weather statement. I didn't know it got severe warning.
I don't see a special weather statement. I only see the severe warning.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my thing. It's just not loading, I guess.
Yeah, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now.
Well, that means I'll probably get some.
We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for East Stroudsburg, Sparta Township, and Wantage on the Pennsylvania-New Jersey state line there. Again, our storm near La Junta is continuing to have some minor rotation associated with it here near Highway 71. That's definitely some rotation. Hello, Nico. But, yeah, I mean, we are continuing to see more and more of these severe thunderstorm warnings get issued. Speaking of which, we just got another one in Pennsylvania for the same storm here, the same line of storms. For the Blooming Grove area, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Here we go.
Yep.
Let's go south to New England.
Our Denver storm here is continuing to produce a hail threat of hail up to quarter size. And again, our main focus needs to be on our La Junta storm. Even from the Denver radar site, we can see some pretty definitive rotation there. It's not super strong, but it's something we'll have to watch.
All right, my warning boxes finally came up.
Oh, okay. So again, this year,
but we should pay attention to the La Junta storm because that has the chance to produce a landspout or a tornado.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this could already be producing a landspout. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are getting indoors, because you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. But the rotation with this storm is slowly but surely starting to pick up, and I do think that if it continues to intensify like this, they'll go ahead and throw out a tornado warning. I don't think it's strong enough yet to warrant one, but I think eventually it will get there, and again, that's moving towards the Rocky Ford area.
If you look at the storm near Morristown, it actually has developed a little bit stronger of a hail core, so I think that's why they jumped the gun and just issued that severe thunderstorm warning.
Where's Morristown, New Jersey?
Sorry, wait. Yeah. We're in New Jersey.
Yeah, there's definitely some hail, south of the Blooming Grove area. It's definitely, some small hail, but it is still, some hail that you'll have to watch out for. Again, it's warned for some penny-sized hail, but, again, the main threat with this, is going to be damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, and, I mean, the line does have the potential to, keep going, producing this level of severity because the environment that it's in, it's juicy, all right? We have very high dew points that are in the 60s, and I think if you go farther south enough, you could even get into the 70s. But it's just like this isn't gonna just start to die out. Like it's gonna continue to go loud and proud. So be ready if you're on the East Coast.
Yeah. So, I got some new information here. The Colorado storm near La Junta, over the past radar scan, there was a little rain shower out to the west of it, and it just exploded in convection and kind of stole some of the juice out of the main storm here. So we may see this storm start to weaken out now. Yep, and there we go. The rotation is minimal at this point. So that it just got kind of destroyed there from that new storm that popped up. So luckily, this storm has probably lost all of its potential now to produce a tornado, as it's not quite as discreet anymore. Again, some of these New Mexico storms actually look pretty intense. This one in particular, along the New Mexico-Texas state line I'd be watching, this has a very impressive hail core, up to 70 dBZs, and it looks like this may even be a little hail spike feature here along Highway 54 there, or east of Highway 54, and it actually is rotating a very minimal amount. It's not going to be enough to produce a tornado or anything, but something to note, at least some damaging wind action with that storm.
Yeah.
So, again, for anybody just now joining us, we are watching this ongoing severe weather outbreak across portions of the Great Plains, and then also a severe weather outbreak currently impacting parts of New England, and we did just get a damage report out of that severe storm that we have in Maine. North of Lincoln there in Chester, there are reports of trees being downed by law enforcement there, and again, that storm is still severe warned as it approaches Springfield and Carroll. So again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are getting indoors. 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and quarter-sized hail are occurring with this storm most likely, as again, we do have that report of some trees being downed in Chester.
I'm officially about 4 counties away from this line of storms.
Alrighty, yep. Yeah, it's coming in. It's probably still going to be a couple hours, though, before you get hit by it, because it's actually not moving super quickly. It's moving off to the east at about 45 miles per hour.
Yeah. Things are about to get juicy.
Yep.
Could even get some small hail.
Yeah, I mean, those storms are warned for some penny-sized hail, at least the one along the Pennsylvania side is. So.
Yeah.
All right, our Denver storm is still severe warned here for some quarter-sized hail, as this little hail core near Littleton is definitely somewhat impressive. They may remove this severe warning, or at least let it expire in 8 minutes there, because it's not quite as impressive as when the warning got issued, and there's not even a damaging wind threat with it anymore, but we'll see. And we did just get a 58-mile-per-hour gust report out of that line of storms in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We have a 58-mile-per-hour gust report, which is severe limit gust. So they'll probably continue to keep these severe thunderstorm warnings here. As again, as of 12 minutes ago, we have that new severe limit gust that just came out of Pennsylvania.
All of a sudden, this line is popping off.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going for a while, but just recently it did get severe warned, you're right.
Yeah. We'll see, but, that plains action will definitely start to pick up.
Yeah.
How's that rotation looking? Is it pretty much dead?
Well, okay, so the new velocity scan, yeah, I mean, it's done at this point because of that cell merger there. kind of took over. I will say, though, it is still producing a very large hail threat here as it approaches Lake Meridian. It's warned for ping pong ball-sized hail. And we've got some big-time DBZ ratings off of this at about 72. So that's obviously some at least ping pong ball-sized hail potential there.
Yeah, and we have a hail spike on that.
So this is interesting. We just got a new special weather statement to the east of Pueblo, Colorado. This is for the Boone area. Doppler radar was tracking strong outflow winds from thunderstorms along the line extending from Schriever Space Force Base to 8 miles north of Pueblo Depot to 10 miles south of Blend. Movement was east at 15 miles per hour. The wind gusts could be 50 to 55 miles per hour here with this line of storms, or not even really line, just this cluster of storms here. So if you're in this area, these winds could, arrive before even the storms arrive, so you might as well just, bring any loose outdoor objects in here now, as this warning says gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects.
I've never heard of a special weather statement for outflow.
Yeah, I've seen them before a few times, but they are pretty rare. But usually we do get them out here in Colorado whenever we do get them.
Yeah, and the landscape's very, a lot of mountains, but there's a lot of flat fields out there, so I guess it's easier for the wind to, move and push across the landscape.
Yeah, there's not too many mountains out here since we're east of the Rockies. It's mainly just plains. By the way, our storm in the La Junta area, the one that we've been watching for a while now, has just gotten upgraded to 60 mile per hour damaging wind gusts. It went back to 60. Originally it was 60, then it went down to 50. Now it's back up to 60. So again, some 60 mile per hour winds and ping pong ball sized hail here approaching Sugar City and Ordway. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. As these are definitely going to be the kind of hailstones that are going to have the potential to maybe crack some windshields.
Yeah, this is big time hail. Think of when you're playing ping pong and you're using them. Okay, never mind.
Our storm heading for Denver did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning here. It just got reissued for some quarter-sized hail, so they are surprisingly keeping that severe warning. Now it's, again, it's really heading east of Denver towards areas like Aurora, Centennial, as well as Littleton. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you are getting indoors, as we got some quarter-sized hail associated with this storm. The damaging wind potential isn't super high, but I wouldn't rule out an isolated 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust. So
think they might issue a severe thunderstorm watch add ahead of this line now that it's severe warned, at least the front of it.
They may. I mean, they did have that mesoscale earlier for this area, but since then it's expired, and actually no, it is still there. So again, we'll have to watch it. Again, a 40% chance of a watch in that area it expires in 2 minutes, but we'll see. I don't know if it's really intense. Like, the thing is it's really an isolated area of storms that's getting severe warned, so I'm not sure if they'll issue a watch for something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the very least, there's going to be a intense pocket of storms here that is going to be similar to if you were in a severe thunderstorm watch, but it's only going to be for a small area, and usually they don't issue watches in that small of a region.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's happened before. Again, we're continuing to watch our cells out here in Colorado. We got some new ones trying to develop near Elizabeth. Yep, and our storm here approaching Sugar City, again, is continuing to produce some very large hail and some damaging wind gusts. So, We'll have to watch this storm as it continues to head north. We have quite a few special weather statements actually out in Nebraska for some of these stronger storms. And I do think that this one here, closer to the Sydney area, could get severe warning. The problem with this is the Cheyenne radar site is currently out. So we can't really get a great look at this. And given by what the operator has said about this, it's seeming like we're not going to get this radar site back anytime today, or probably even tomorrow, as apparently some part of it's broken and they have to order new parts. So
I have an update on the line of storms
okay,
in Pennsylvania.
What's that update?
So, I don't know like what happened, but I think they downgraded the storm. Now it's back to a special weather statement. And that special weather statement says an area of strong showers and thunderstorms is moving from west to east into the Lehigh Valley and southern Poconos. Some of the heavier showers and thunderstorms will be capable of producing locally gusty winds around 40 miles per hour and small hail. Locally heavy downpours can also result in some brief minor flooding.
That's really weird, because mine still says it's severe warning, and I'm not seeing any special weather statements with this. Are you looking at the National Weather Service's website, or are you looking at Radar Omega?
I'm looking at the website.
That's really weird, because I still have this...
Yeah. The warning's still there, it's just it's like an overlay, it's weird.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, that kind of special weather statement, they don't pop up on Radar Omega. They only pop up whenever it says, like, strong thunderstorm or whatever.
Oh.
But, yeah. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, right now, the line of storms in the Northeast is in a spot where we can't really look at the velocities really well. It's kind of in between the Binghamton, New York radar and then the New Jersey radar here. So.
Just to correct you, it's Binghamton.
Binghamton, okay.
Yeah. Spelled very weird.
Yeah, I always thought it was Binghamton.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people think it is, but it's Binghamton.
While we're waiting for this next radar scan here on both of our storms, our New England one and our Plains one, we'll go and break down tomorrow's severe weather threat. So tomorrow we'll be live here again, or at least I will for sure. This one, we're going to have two slight risks again tomorrow, right? It's two different events that we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching this one out here in the plains, and then we're also going to be watching the one up into portions of the Dakotas and Montana. Tomorrow, actually, we do have an increased tornado threat over areas like Lincoln, Omaha, back up through portions of southwestern Iowa. Very interestingly enough, a extremely, eerily similar path to what the Elkhorn tornado a couple months ago did. And then we also have a 2% risk for remote storms up in the Dakotas and Montana. The damaging wind threat for tomorrow is hatched up here for our Northern Plains event, and then so is the hail threat. Down here in the Central Plains, those are both at a slight risk, a 15% risk, but they are not hatched. So
yeah, we still do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Sussex and Warden County in New Jersey, but once that expires, they'll just have the special weather statement there.
Yeah. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That is for a storm up here in Nebraska that I did say might get severe warned in the Potter Gurley area. This is for the threats of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So if you're in Potter or Gurley, make sure that you are getting indoors. This includes portions of Interstate 80 in between Potter and Sidney. Again, that's in southwest Nebraska. Again, unfortunately, we really can't look at this storm very well right now as the Cheyenne radar site's out. So our storm closer to the Denver-Aurora area looks much less impressive at this point. I'd be kind of surprised if they keep this severe thunderstorm warning for the next 39 minutes. They'll probably remove it relatively soon if that continues to weaken out like it has been. Again, really at this point, I think the tornado threat is gone. I don't think we're going to see a tornado today. Again, it was really this one cell that I had the confidence in. If we were going to see a tornado, it would be that one. And now that that one is no longer discrete, I highly doubt we have a tornado threat for today. But we've still got to watch out for some damaging to even destructive winds at times and some large hail here. And then obviously, once again, we've still got our event out there in New England to watch as well. Now, there's not really a tornado threat associated with that one at all, but the damaging wind threat's definitely going to be there with that line of storms on the Pennsylvania and New Jersey state line at the minute. And again, that's going to head eastward, and it's going to head towards New York City and Long Island.
Can you hear me?
Yes. And now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 4 parts of Colorado. It's for another one of these little supercells here. This is actually in a very rural area. It's going to be impacting the middle of nowhere. The intersection of Highway 167 and Highway 10 is included in this, but that's about it. Rock Crossing, White Rock, you guys are included in this. So if you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows. Very close to our Rocky Ford storms there. And again, the Rocky Ford severe thunderstorm warning is kind of 2 separate cells now. And now we have another severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for portions of... it's doing the thing where it disappears. It'll reappear here in a second, but we have a new severe warning. We'll see what that is momentarily. It might be up here in New England. Yep, it is. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania to the south of Allentown for the Kutztown. What?
Oh, sorry I cut you off. I was just excited.
Oh. This is for the Kutztown, Maxitani, and Moss area. Again, this is to the south of Allentown. Allentown is not included in this, but this is moving off towards the east at 30 miles per hour, really more east-southeast.
For some reason, you keep cutting out like halfway through your sentence.
Yeah, it's probably just Wi-Fi issues. Yeah, I mean, again, our Denver storm at this point is probably done with its severe potential. again, we still got to watch these storms here that are firing off in southeastern Colorado, but again, the tornado threat has decreased dramatically now that this is more of a line of storms here. Again, this is really what the models were predicting. Northeastern New Mexico, parts of Colorado, even up into Nebraska, they were predicting a pretty intense line of storms to propagate eastward and produce a damaging wind threat, which is, again, why we have this severe thunderstorm watch reading such an intense wind tag. It was like, here, let me pull it back up here. It was scattered damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour possible. So again, if you're just not sitting in, we are watching these severe thunderstorms chug across portions of Pennsylvania and New Jersey at the minute. We're also watching another severe weather event unfolding across parts of the Great Plains where we're going to see an increased damaging wind threat, where some gusts may even get up to 80 miles per hour at times across parts of Colorado here and Nebraska, and potentially Kansas. So even up into Alaska today, we've got some strong storms out there. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That is also in Pennsylvania and New Jersey there, and this does include downtown Allentown. So Allentown, you now are in a severe thunderstorm warning for the threat of some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors there in Allentown.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Alrighty, so again, I mean, we are just going to continue to watch these storms here in Pennsylvania as they propagate eastward here towards Mr. Storm's neck of the woods. And then again, obviously our main focus is right now on this severe weather outbreak in the central and western portions of the Great Plains here. Kansas, I know you're included in the slight risk, but in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think by the time these storms reach Kansas, they're going to be quite a bit weaker. I think they will still be severe in isolated occasions, but at best, I'd say maybe some damaging wind gusts possible in Kansas. I don't think there's really a hail or tornado threat, but I could be wrong. So, if you're in western Kansas, stay weather aware there. And then, even all the way out towards Topeka, we have a marginal risk. Now, I definitely don't think we're going to see anything severe that far east, but the Storm Prediction Center's just being safe here, I think. They even have the marginal risk going all the way out here in Idaho and Montana and the Dakotas here for another mode of storms, but really these storms at best are going to be strong like this one here in southern Montana. They're not really going to be severe, most likely. But yeah, as I was saying before we got that new alert, we do have some strong storms off to the east of Fairbanks today. We had that severe warning in Alaska like a week ago, and I was like freaking out, but we've been getting quite a few of those actually over the past week now. We've even had a severe weather outbreak in Alaska one day, or 1 or 2 days even, I think, since then. So, not quite as rare as I thought. Somebody in a Discord server also informed me of that. Alaska's severe storms are not quite as rare as I thought they were. Now, they're still a unique occasion, but they're not, like, incredibly rare, like, ridiculously rare, so. And I don't know, somebody in chat was saying there were only 58 ever, but I think that was probably incorrect, because over the past week, we've had, like, anywhere between 15 and 20, I think, so. But there's never been a tornado warning issued in Alaska. We've had tornadoes touch down in Alaska, but there's never been an actual tornado warning because we never expect them to touch down. And there have only been like 6 in history or something that have been confirmed, or 5 even, I think. There were like 3 that were like maybe tornadoes, but even whenever Alaska does get tornadoes, they're little baby mountaintop tornadoes, you know, so. Yeah, but 2 months ago, we got the first Alaskan tornado since 2005. It was a landspout near Rusty Point, but I mean, even landspouts count as tornadoes, so especially for Alaska, that is historic. It was EF unknown because it didn't really cause any damage. It just barely touched down. It was outside of Anchorage, again near Rusty Point, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know what happened. Mr. Storm said he would be right back, and then he never came back. So. I think we're going to end off the live stream here. We will be back later covering more severe weather if necessary, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case as, again, the tornado threat at this point has decreased. So if we get like a destructive severe storm with, you know, some 80-mile-per-hour winds, obviously we'll return. But for right now, we're going to end off the stream here. So I want to thank you all for tuning in as it has been a relatively eventful stream. It's been pretty fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you